So once we do that up there, and 2 and 3 and 4, it comes in on the and of the 4 of the previous measure. So it's 1, 2, 3, E, and up. Then we're going to go to this one. We're going to do that same up. Down, up, down, up. Down, 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 up, down, up. Back to C. Down, 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 up, down, up. And then B7. So that gets into a up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So one more time, we got. So that has kind of a strong up, down, up, down, up once you've hit that B7 chord there. Okay, so let's count that in and do it kind of slow. 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, then we're into the verse. The verse kind of feels to me like it's going like chord, bass, 2 times for each chord. So let's do that with a C chord. Kind of doing your finger with those top 3 strings to the bass note. So it's kind of like a chord, bass, kind of the opposite of a bass, chord, bass, chord. So we're going to have C to G, that B7, E minor, C again, G, B7, twice as long. And then we're going to have this A minor, 4 beats we hold that, to a C, 4 beats we hold that. Okay, so that verse one more time is C to G to start with. We're going chord, bass, 3 and 4 and G, B7, E minor, C, G, B7 twice as long. And then hold A minor for 4 beats, 3, 4 to C. Okay, then we get into the chorus, which is going to start with the E minor. We're going to get into a new strum. So we kind of wait to go to the B7 on that. So we got E minor, 3 and 4 and C, 3 and 4 and G, but the G to the B7, E minor. So that one's more straight, it doesn't wait. Now this one's gonna go. And then a D, and then a D7, and you hold those both for 4 beats. So let's look at that whole chorus again. And the chorus on the video also starts with one of those, because there's been a pause while it played like a piece of the other song. I was doing some dramatic effects things. So chicka chicka, E minor, C, G, and we wait for the B7, E minor, C, G, straight B7 this time, normal, E minor, C, G, G to the F sharp bass to the E minor, C, we're going to hold the D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have the second verse. Hold the A minor again. Hold the C. We're back into another chorus. E minor. 3, 4. E minor. C. G. Wait for the B7. E minor, C. Straight B7. Back to E minor, C. G. Then we got this G to the F sharp bass, which is like 4 with the opens. E minor, C, hold the D, hold the D7. Now we have the next kind of a verse piece. So we're gonna have C again. 3, 4. Straight to the B7, E minor, C, G, B7 twice as long. Then we're gonna hit that A minor and hold it again for 4 beats. Solo, C to G again. B7, E minor, C to G, B7 twice as long. Now we're going to play through this A minor C. Then we got the next chorus, E minor C, G. We got to wait for that B7, E minor C, G, straight B7, E minor C, G, B7, E minor C, G, B7, and now E minor twice, and then D, and then we have the last little part. This is the little solo section, which is like the intro, so it has those kind of upstrokes. So it's got the A minor to C, hold it out, last one. Chicka chicka. Ba ba bum, ba ba bum, ba ba bum. Verse. A minor C, hold them out. 2, 3, and here goes chorus, E minor to C. Wait for the B7. This time you don't have to wait for it. Straight. G, little walk down. Holding the D now. Now verse, C to G, B7, A minor C, chorus again, E minor, wait for that B7, walk down, D, hold the D, here goes the solo. These are all kind of straight. This time we're going to play through that A minor, the C, chorus. Wait. E minor twice and D. And then this last little solo goes back to like the intro where it has those kind of upbeats on the second chord. So down, 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 up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. And then A minor, C, hold them out. And there you go. The Craving by 21 Pilots. All right, that was for our requester and for my buddy Susie. Okay, so that's our intro. So we have a B flat here. We got to do all these threes and get a 6 on the bottom here. And we're going to start on the G string, and then we're going to hit the 2 high strings, and then we're going to go to that lower bass note. Back to the 2 chords again. So, and we're going to do that twice. Now we're going to a G minor chord. We're going to hammer into this note 3 to 5 right here. And then the 2 small ones, and then the G, 2 small ones again. Now the next time we won't hammer, we'll just go big 5. So the whole G minor part is. And then we're going to go to D minor. We're going to hit the bass note, and then the 2 high ones, and then go to that 2 on the G string. Now the second time on this D minor, we're going to do the bass and the 2 high chords, and then O, O, 2, walking into that F. The F is going to go. So kind of bass, and then the 3 higher notes twice. C chord, same thing. And then we're back to, and that's going to be a verse this time. Back to B flat, G minor, D minor. Now this time, we're going to D minor. Okay, so let's go through all that. We're going to have B flat, G minor, D minor, and then F to C. And then we repeat all those chords. And after the F, C, we're going to go to D minor that time. So verse again, 3, 4. G minor, D minor, F, C, D minor. Okay, now we're in the chorus. We have B flat to D minor this time. And you can kind of pick it kind of the same way, like we got our B flat note right there in the 3rd string. Then we go to the D minor, bass, high, and then middle. So, and then F. Do that same kind of thing, C. Okay, so it ends up going 4 times through that chorus. Let's try the chorus again. 3, 4. So once we've done that chorus 4 times, we have a verse again. And on D minor. Now we have the chorus again. D minor coming up. And then F. C. Okay, so that goes like 4 times again. And then we're going to have a bridge type of thing. Okay, so that was B flat twice. And we'll take that down to an A major. And then here I did that D that has the F sharp bass. So I started on the big one. And then F. Okay, then we're in the bridge. And once we get to this bridge, it's going to be the same progression throughout now. Even he's going to sing like the chorus over that new progression of the bridge. So it will go back to like a chorus, but it's still these bridge chords. These bridge chords are going to be B flat twice, then F, then A minor, G minor. We'll do the one with the open. And that's going to repeat. So B flat again, F, twice each on those, then A minor, then G minor, so it does this a bunch of times. And then it stops right there, and then it kind of resumes with more of a strum. So the strum on this one is going to go. All right, this is going to be Oldies Station by 21 Pilots. We're going to start out, we're going to have a capo on the 2nd fret to get going. We're going to start out with a G chord shape. We got our pinky down here in this 3 because we're going to bring in the C chord shape, the 2-0-1, and keep that pinky down there for the 2nd chord. So we're going to have 8 strums of each, so it's going to be like. And then we're going to go to this 0-0-0-2. So we have 5 of those strums. And then a quick hammer on 2 to 3, and then 2 more chords. So it's the da-dee, that's a real quick one, kind of like 16th note compared to 8th notes. So, and then we're gonna go back to the C chord. Now once we've done 4 of those, we're gonna go. So that's like 2-0-2-0. For those last 4 beats there. So it's switch to the 1st finger and the 2, and then 2-0-2-0. Okay, so let's try that nice and slow. 3 and 4 and going to the C shape. Now we're gonna go to back to C, and let's try that a little slower. 3 and 4 and. Okay, so you actually do that 5 times in a row. So let's try it 2 times kind of at speed. So 3 and 4 and. Okay, so like I say, 5 times of that. 1 time is setting it up, and the other 4 are verses. Now we have this part B here is going to go. So that's 2 open, open, 3 to a D chord to a C chord. So it's 3, 4. And then we're going to do that again. Okay, now we have the C section coming up. This is like your G kind of a shape here. 5, 4, 3, 3. Then we're going to go down to 4, 2, 3, and 5. So our melody is going up in the high register on this little string, like 3, 5, 7, within these chords. And the chords are kind of going down, so you have that cool contrary motion going on. So we got... We're going to jump way up here to the 7th fret and get a dominant 7 chord. 7, 8, 7, 7, so kind of bar that. If you have trouble barring that, you can kind of hit that D shape, try to mute the bottom one there. So once again, we have 5, 4, 3, 3 to the 4, 2, 3, and 5. You want to hear that pinky down there good? And then we got the 7, 8, 7, 7. Now we're going to jump down here to open and 2. Opens with a 2 on the bottom to a C chord. So that's 5 chords in a row we got. See how high that melody gets up there, all the way to that 7? So we got. Then we come back down, and then we're back to part A. So let's try to play that along together. So 3 and 4 and. We got that part B again, which is the 2003 to the D and to the C chord. Then we do it again. So let's try those. 2, 3, and again. And then we have that 5 chord thing. So we're gonna go. Okay, so let's look at those again. We got the 5, 4, 3, 3. 4, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 7, 7. Open with the 2 on the bottom to a C chord. So let's try those nice and slow. 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's kind of the hardest part of the whole thing there is those 5 chords. So one more time. 3 and 4 and. Let's do it one time a little bit slower. We'll go nice and slow. Here we go. And then next one. Next one. And last 2. Let's do once more at that speed. Here we go. 3 and 4 and. Okay, then we have our section D now. This is going to be like the last section of the song. We're going to have a C chord. Chord. Now we're gonna have B7, 1, 2, 0, 2. And then we're gonna have 2, 0, 0, 3 for 4 strums, and then to a D chord for 4 strums. Okay, and it kind of sounds like a minor chord on this one. So maybe experiment with some. I think sometimes they throw in the minor chord on that one, but this they might be doing like a minor 7, and a minor 7 is a C on this instrument. So if you want to minor it up, like you feel like you're at the minor section of this D thing, maybe make it an A minor there. And then it kind of comes back to the major more as it finishes. So let's look at this part again. We got C, G, B7 coming up. And then we got that 2 open, open 3 to D chord. And then maybe A minor, go G, B7, 2003 to D. So let's try that. We'll do the A minor one. 3 and 4 and. Let's go to the C looking shape. Kind of mix it up there. It actually does that like 9 times, I believe, and then we end on a C chord there. So that's my third one by 21 Pilots. They're a really cool band. They actually play baritone ukulele in these songs. So a lot of the songs that we cover on here are guitar songs that we're playing on this instrument instead, where these guys really record their albums with a lot of baritone ukulele. So very cool band. If you haven't heard them, check them out. 21 Pilots. We'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.